Man, what's going on, everybody? This is Life.
What it do, y'all? It's your boy Swello.
And this Adrian, I'm back.
And this is Just Do the Damn Thing podcast.
Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do the damn thing, yeah. Do the damn thing, do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing. I'ma do my damn thing.
What's good, everybody? Thank you for tuning back in with us on another live episode of Just Do the Damn Thing podcast. I got my co-host with me. I got Life, and I got his wife, Adrian. I know you guys missed her. It's been a couple episodes, but we're grateful to have her back, get the woman's perspective back on the show. And this topic, we definitely need a woman's perspective because this topic is going to be about marriage. So we're going to just run through, we're going to take turns, and we're all going to say what we hate about marriage and what we most love about being married. So we'll go ahead and start this way, that way. So Joe, go ahead and start it off. What do you hate most about marriage?
So what I hate most about marriage like an obvious thing, which for me anyway, is the arguing. I'm a very unconfrontational person. So as soon as my wife and me start arguing, I immediately shut down because I'm just not used to having confrontation. I'm not good with it. So, and I don't like to be because since we're supposed to always be in unison, I feel like that's what we're supposed to always be. Mm-hmm. And I know that's naive to think that way, and it's a fairy tale to think that we're not going to argue.
Of course.
But that's just how I wish it was.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
I know that's tough, and I think what you're also saying about the confrontation, it's like it's not worth your energy just to get riled up and to get upset and to start even screaming or getting like really aggressive, right?
Exactly. I don't believe anything that we may disagree on. I don't think you need to scream and yell. I think we can just sit down and talk about it and say, hey, this made me upset. I don't know why you were doing this particular thing, and I don't know why you were doing this particular thing, but we need to come to some sort of, meet middle ground and try to do better for the next time.
And in dealing with your arguments, do you guys like deal with it right then and there with your energies up and you're upset and you're frustrated, or do you guys wait to cool down and come back to it later?
Recently we if I make her upset, like it used to be, like we would just start arguing or whatever. We would just talk back and forth. But now she does actually wait until she calms down, and then when she starts to talk to me, it's not as aggressive, which is exactly what I would prefer anyway. Yeah, sometimes it gets a little heated because in the middle of a disagreement, it may get a little bit heated, but it's not as bad as any of the earlier arguments we had in our early years when we first got together.
I know, at first those arguments suck. Do you have anything to say to that, Adrian?
That's about right. I know one issue we used to have a lot was he wanted to, because again, he's non-confrontational, fix it right away. And I told him, like, no, like, if I talk to you right now, I'm going to say something I shouldn't. And again, that's me also needing to work on myself to say I shouldn't say those things at all. But again, when you, like you said, top of the moment, heated emotions are running high, then I'll say some crazy stuff. And just because you're mad and you want to hit below the belt. And I remember one time we talked about that. We was like, we can't be hitting below the belt just because you're upset. Because even though like you're like, well, I said it was stupid, it sticks with that person. Like they think about later. Like, well, I remember that one time you said, they might not bring it up like that, but they'll remember that you said that because, again, when you're heated, you're probably the most, and probably when you're heated, you're probably the most honest. It's kind of like drunk man telling no tales kind of thing. But a little too mean, like, you're like, okay, look, like, maybe give me a minute, because, especially when I'm real mad, I just might say, and I used to do that. I don't do it anymore because again, working on myself, but I'd be like, Joe, give me a minute, like, because I don't want to say something I shouldn't.
Yeah, that's true. Right?
And for me, it's because I hate when people are mad at me. Like when somebody yells at me or has a disagreement with me, I automatically just like, can we please fix it? I just want to fix it right now. I can't handle all this being upset at me So,
Yeah.
like I'm such a nice person.
Yeah,
I can't
exactly. It's because you're so
understand- I can't
loving and you want to get
yeah,
along
I'm
with
so
that
loving
person.
and understanding. I can't understand why somebody would be mad at me.
Would be
Like
mad.
you can easily, if I mess up, you can easily just say, "Hey, man, because I'm better with somebody just talking to me calmly.
Yeah.
So if you just come to me and say, "Hey, man, you know, you weren't on time on this. Can you please make sure you are next time?" And then I'll be like,
Like
you know
today.
what? Exactly. And the next time I'm like, hey, I'm make sure I'm on it.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll go ahead and say my piece. The least favorite part of marriage for me, and I've only been married a couple of months. I got married last April. So it's been about 5 months. You guys have been married for a couple of years now, right?
Six.
Almost 6 years. Oh wow, I don't know. I thought it was like 3 or 4.
It'll be
But-
6 in November.
Okay, 6 years. Dope. Right. So I guess I'm still newlywed, 5 months married. But the number one thing, I'm the same way. Oh yeah, let me see what my wife had to say. She's in the comments today. I'm the same way. I like to cool down first. Yeah, she likes to cool down, but she shuts down completely. But then we do end up talking about it. So that's very true. And to go off of that, what I was going to say, my least favorite part about being married is when my wife is like not in the best mood, and like it makes me feel like I did something wrong. You know what I mean? Like, because let's be honest, women are a little more moody than men. Would you agree, Adrian?
Yeah.
All right. So like, it's literally science. It's hormones. Like it is what it is. So like my wife will get moody, as all women do. You know what I mean? Sometimes, and it's not necessarily that she's upset at anything that I did, but I feel like I did something wrong because she's kind of taking it out on me. Not like being mean to me or anything, but really being really short with me, like unenthusiastic about, like if I'm trying to crack a joke or say something, she'll just like shut me down. It's like whatever. And then I'll just like stop immediately. I'm like, what did I do something wrong? where did I mess up? You know what I mean? So the thing that I'm starting to learn more and more, and again, only 5 months married, is that women, that this happens, or specifically with my wife, like we all have moods. We're not always at our best, on the top of our game. So I'm learning to not take it personally. I didn't necessarily do something wrong. I just got to kind of give her space. You know what I mean? Yeah. And my love language, I think, what was it? Like touching.
Quality time.
Was it quality time?
I thought yours was quality time.
Was it quality time? Okay, yeah. So mine is quality time. I like to be with her and spend time together, but sometimes she just like wants to be alone. You know what I mean? And like she's like not in her best mood, and so I just kind of like gotta step away. Let me go to the other room, read a book or something. You know what I mean? I just gotta give you your space. You know? Yeah. Did you guys have that, or do you guys have that right now?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's some times when she may get in a bad mood about something that may have happened, and sometimes she does get like, you know, a little aggravated. Like if I try to crack a joke, it's like it's not time to be joking right now.
And it sucks, right? Because you're like, I just want to make you laugh. Like don't kill me, you know?
Exactly, because it's like, again, it goes back to me just always hating confrontation, me wanting everything to be amazing all the time.
Yeah,
like,
just happy all the time. I'm the same way. Yeah, like especially if it's your wife. Like you guys are in your household. Like this should be a sacred place of just love and happiness.
Yeah, all the stuff that happened out there.
Yeah, don't bring it in here.
Don't bring it in here.
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, I've done the same thing when I used to work at the prison. Like some of the times, bad days, I would shut down because I hated that job so much that it just aggravated me, and I needed to work on that too. I'm not perfect either. I wouldn't want to come to that. So I don't think guys don't do it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I want to apologize to my wife before I go off, making it seem like I don't get mood swings or whatever, because I do too. But I try to be conscious of it. Not saying that you don't, but it happens. You know what I mean? We get into bad moods, and it's not necessarily the partner's fault. It's just like you don't want to fake like you're happy. Like you feel those emotions and you process them, and then you get over it, and then you just keep going. Did you want to add to that?
What was I gonna say about the? I don't remember exactly what I was gonna say.
No? Well, then we can go ahead. What's
Yeah,
your
that's
least
fine.
favorite part of being married?
Same thing that Joe said, arguing. And mainly because it's so draining. You know what I mean?
Right, like energy,
Yes,
emotionally, it just takes so
yes.
much from you. Yeah.
And like, and you know, like you just said, like you want everything to be Disneyland. You know, you guys always agree.
I don't like Disneyland, by the way. We're going.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say. The idea of Disneyland.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
You want to always agree with each other, and he knows what he does, what you need, and she does what you need, and you guys just this perfect partnership, and nothing ever goes wrong. But I feel like that's also wrong in the sense that arguments are, it sounds bad, but they make growth too, disagreements, because then you learn, because again, you're not the same person. First of all, we're not the same gender, and then we're not the same personality at all, you know, and we have two totally different love languages. So like just any of that, you have to like say, okay, well, this, you know, and things are going to happen that you're passionate about that particular thing.
Right.
And now you're upset because that person is, and I remember, like I said, when we first were dating, and, you know, of course you have the little honeymoon phase where everything's perfect and good. And after that, it was like, we argued all the time. And there were really bad ones too, like really bad. And so it took a lot of talking in between about if we're going to disagree, how it should happen. I was really bad about not saying how I felt until it blew up, because I'm
very. I tell my
very.
wife all the time. It's like,
I think
if
it's
you
a
feel
woman
it, just
thing.
say it. Just tell me right here.
I
want to
say it's a woman thing. I don't know, but we take things in stride, and so we're just like, okay, I'm gonna let that one go. I'm gonna let that one go. But the thing is, you're still getting the licks as you go, right? And so then eventually, now you're like, okay, now I'm all bruised and hurt and burnt up, and now I'm really mad. And now it's like explode, you know? And he's like, well, why didn't you tell me, you know, because then you'll bring up the dates. I remember last Tuesday or a month ago on Wednesday, you did that. And he's like, well, if you had told me a month ago on Wednesday, maybe last Tuesday wouldn't have happened.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
And so, yeah, just the arguing is definitely a big thing. Like, and like I said, we over time, like, we remember discussing, like, we're gonna argue, but how? Like, we need to make sure there's some ground rules. You know what I mean? Like I said, hit below the belt is just we don't go tit for tat. Like, that's one thing we're working on. To say, well, you did that too, so. And I was like, that doesn't matter though, because I'm the one who brought it up. If you didn't bring it up when I did it, don't bring it up when you do it, you know what I mean? Or don't get mad when I say call you out on it, because you could have called me out on it. This is not the time to do it now, to make yourself feel better.
Exactly.
To say, well, you did it too, so I said,
and just because somebody did something doesn't make it okay for you to do it too.
Exactly. And like I said, if you didn't confront me about it, how was I supposed to be able to fix it for it to not happen? But now I'm confronting you to make yourself feel better. And people do that as just human beings. Make yourself feel better. You're saying, well, you did it too, so.
It's more of a defensive.
It is. To defend yourself.
I'm totally guilty of that. When she tells me I did something, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But you just did that. Yeah.
You just did that.
And so we always say that, and we'll say that to each other, like, nope, you can't go tit for tat, because we say that, like, don't do that. You know what I mean? Because like I said, we make up rules.
And that's what I love about my wife, is that she doesn't do that. Like, she's really calm, as in, like, she'll, like, not say, like, she holds a lot back. I know she does. I mess up a lot. My wife will be the first one to tell you. But she'll never, like, drag me through the mud and go tit for tat, like, you did this, you did that. But sometimes she holds it in too much. You know what I mean? It's like, if I did something, let me know, and I'll work on it. We'll talk about it and move forward.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so now we're going to switch to the happy part of the episode, where we say what we love most about being married. Because I would say the good far more outweighs the bad of marriage. Sure. Otherwise, we wouldn't be married.
For sure.
You know? Yeah. So, Joe, what's your favorite thing about being married?
Funnily, you know, me not liking arguments, that part of talking. The other part of communication is what I love the most about marriage, is the fact that I can actually go home, and if I have something to vent about, I have a partner to be able to vent to. So, like, you know, even in those same instances, while you know, I was working at the prison, if I'm really angry at something, I can come home and express why I'm angry at this particular place, and she can come from a place of understanding, or, you know, you know, even though you may be mad, this is your job, you know, you have to try to suck it up as much as possible just to make sure you can get through the day. Don't let that job take too much energy out of you.
Yeah.
And everything like that. And even though that's not what I want to hear at that time sometimes, that is something I need to hear because I do need to think about that.
Right.
I do need to think about, you know what?
It's just
this is just a place that I work. I need to not let it give it all my emotions, but that's just how I am. I don't know if this is true about astrology, but I'm a Cancer, so I get really emotional quick. So when somebody's mad at me, somebody yells at me, or somebody does anything, I'm just like I get super emotional about it. So, but I love the fact that I can vent and talk to somebody.
Yeah, definitely.
And that comes to where it says communication is key.
Oh yeah.
And
I love definitely.
It's not only communication, but communication and understanding. You can talk all you want, but if you're not understanding your partner.
Yeah, exactly.
Which you can say that's just a part of communication.
That's part of the communication.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, because communication goes both ways. Yeah. And I would agree with you. I would say that's my favorite part as well about being married is having somebody to go home and just talk to, someone that's always there for you no matter what because they love you. And what I love about when I talk to my wife is that she gives me these, like I'm sure you do with him, some realistic perspectives, and you don't just say stuff to make him feel good, right? And that's what my wife does. She doesn't say stuff just to make me feel good or to like boost my ego or like try to do things or try to give me advice that'll end up harming me in the long run. Like my wife truly has my best interests at heart, even if it doesn't benefit her 100%. And she'll even say it's not the, like, if I have to choose between this or that, like her going to this event or doing this or that, like she'll tell me straight up, but she'll also say that she's understanding and that she knows that this would be good for me to go ahead and do that. So I definitely appreciate that from her, that she says it with my best interests at heart. Because I feel like if I don't have really other friends to talk to, you know what I mean? That's why I say, your partner is your best friend because they give you some real,
you got
a friend in me. Because like, I feel like when I talk to other people outside of my wife, I feel like only my wife gets me. Other people will give me some not so great advice. It's like really egotistical advice and stuff that are like, that, because a lot of people see ways in like how you can one up somebody or get over on them and you'll really advance if you do this, but my wife will give me a realistic point of view, like that's not with your best interest at heart.
Because like your friends usually always want to be on your side and want to want you to win. It's like, oh, I can't believe you did that. We need to get back at that.
Yeah, exactly. Things like that where my wife is like, is that really the best thing to do? Like, think about it. Did it really harm you that much? Is it worth that much of your energy and your time? Just forget about it, move on, focus on this. So that's what I love about my wife. I love my wife very much. I tell all my friends that all the time. She's always there for me no matter what. Adrian, what's your favorite part about being married?
This kind of, I guess, an umbrella is what you guys say, but have a lifelong best friend. Like if people say all the time, like, because me and Joe, like, I guess it's funny because one of his love languages, higher on the love language, is personal touch, but mine's is like 3%. It's really low. But saying that to say like I just like being able to have someone to I feel like we're more friends than anything, if that sounds like kind of weird to say.
It sounds
but
weird, but it's not.
But when you're married, you understand what I'm saying. He's my, that's my homie, that's my, you know what I mean? Like,
don't say it like that.
But he is that's my best friend that I get to kiss, But seriously though, just to have like a best friend like that, like a ride or die no matter what, but he's gonna be honest, but he's also gonna, like you said, hear you out, but he's gonna go get me a cookie at 2 o'clock in the morning because I'm craving one. That person, that person that I understand. No, I just
no, it was last Saturday.
No, it was never mind. It wasn't 2 o'clock in the morning. It was late though. It was 10.
It was like 10,
11. He went and got me a thing of cookie dough.
I do that for my wife.
But yeah, just to have that person or that person to say, I remember when we were dating in the beginning too, and we don't do it as much anymore, but I remember one time I was like, man, I want to go here, Target. It was like 9 o'clock. I don't know why. Maybe I want to get something from my classroom or something. He's like, let's go. And I'm like, it's 11 o'clock at night. Yeah, and he was like, come on, let's ride. Why not? or whatever. I want to go to LA tomorrow. Okay, let's go. You know what I mean? Like he didn't relate to LA as much, but he would do it. You know what I mean? Like we always talk about this, and I don't know if it's good or bad, but we have a hard time telling each other no. And he never says no to me, which I take advantage of sometimes. But you know,
yeah.
he knows that I told him that. I was like, you need to start telling me no because I know that you won't tell me no.
So much.
And so
it's impossible for me to tell
but just to have that lifelong best friend, like someone who doesn't judge you, someone who's like, but who's gonna tell you the truth.
Exactly.
But you know, I mean, he knows every deep dark secret ever I have ever, you know, anything, and he never looked at me like any different or saw me as any, you know,
same,
all that. So just to have that person beyond a lover, but just like that relationship that would last anything. You know what I mean?
And I want to ask you something on something that you mentioned earlier about the honeymoon phase. I actually wrote that down on my notes. When, if it does the honeymoon phase end? When
you're dating or when you're married? Because I feel like you do get both. You get, I mean, for us, I felt like we had one in a dating phase and one when we got married. Okay. I feel like we honestly had two.
Go on.
Dating, I would say about 3 to 6 months it's over. Pretty like once, and then of course sooner if you're living together, and we were living together, so it ended pretty quick.
Because you don't really know somebody until you know somebody.
Yes. And then you know bills and all that stuff and cleaning habit, all that kind of stuff comes into play. But it, you know, it depends on when you let down that wall. But I think 3 to 6 months is like, you can't hold that up for too long.
Right. Perfect thing.
Yeah, because people want to show their best to their partner and never
at all
worse.
times.
And it's like, that's not realistic.
It's not.
It's not like you wake up in the morning looking fly, makeup and everything.
No.
Doing the best you can ever be.
Marriage, I think, I mean, I feel like we had a second one when we got married.
Okay.
Not to say that we crashed and burned after,
of course,
because I feel like we were already overall strong because we had been dating for however long, and we pretty much were married in our heads. We just were doing it for everybody else, you know.
Right.
And so I would still say about 3 months or so, but it was, again, like the marriage one was a little bit different. Like it was kind of like, oh wow, we're married. We felt more. To me, we felt like more partners. Like I don't know why it felt stronger than before.
Same.
But then we kind of just went back to our regular routine. But to me, the regular routine felt a little different now. You know what I mean? But it wasn't like like I said, I feel like the dating one, 3 to 6 months, and now the arguments start. Like that didn't happen with the marriage one. It just kind of like we rode a high of, oh wow, this is like we're married, like we're husband and wife.
I see that.
And then it kind of came down to be like, okay, we husband and wife. So
boot
up. Back to the regularly scheduled program, right? Yeah. So.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Because I, like I said, I've only been married 5 months, so that's why you said about the same, about 3 months. You would say. Yeah. Because I don't really want to say that I had a second honeymoon phase. It was kind of
like I said, it's not really a phase. It's more like I said, a marriage high. Is more what I would say.
A marriage high.
Like I said, you feel like stronger as a unit, kind of stronger as a team. I don't know if she changed her last name or not, but I changed mine, so now I'm saying Harris, and so and saying Mrs. instead of just stuff like that. It starts to be a dynamic shift. I don't know. It felt like a shift for us. Like, oh, we in this for real.
Yeah,
for real.
Definitely, because like nothing else really changed because we were living together.
Yes, us too.
Before we got married, but then we got a house, and then like shortly after we got married. But I felt more of a responsibility
That's
to
what
be
kind of
there.
what I mean. Yeah,
I felt like more of a responsibility to be there for my wife, and because you're married, you're living together, like you guys are kind of living for each other now.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So you feel more of that responsibility to be there for them, to be a better person for yourself, so you can bring your best version to this marriage.
Yeah, even us, like I said, we're going on. Well, 9 together, 6 married, and
total 15?
No. Out of the 9 years, we've been married 6 of them.
Oh, okay. And me and my wife have been together for 9 years, only married for 5 months.
Oh, okay. But I was saying that to say, like, I feel like we're going through another shift even now, like in our marriage, where like we're really trying to be, because we talked about this the other day, like trying to be more partners in the sense like really be a team, because we've always kind of done that, but now, especially now with a child, I think that's where the
That's what I was
major
gonna
shift
say.
came
I
in.
I think when you become parents,
Yes,
it
yeah. So
changes.
that we feel in another shift. I can feel it at least. I don't know if he was feeling it, but I feel it like another change with that, because now it's like, oh, we have a whole other human being. And this first year kind of went by kind of fast because, you know, you're still dealing with like, you know, trying to figure out how to be a parent and still learning, probably forever.
Yeah.
But, you know,
that's a
even
forever
changes your
learning curve.
marriage dynamic even too, you know, so now you're going to say, okay, well, you know, this is both our responsibility.
Yeah,
We can't just be
exactly,
out doing whatever. Like he used to, like, and for shows and stuff, wow, and I'm going on a tangent here, like late and have late shows and stuff, but you can't do like stuff like that as much anymore,
yeah,
you know,
definitely.
because not only now do you have a wife, you have a child also. So now it's like building on that.
Yep.
But, you know, I don't know. I feel like good changes are happening and we're just trying to be better. You know, we're always trying to be better partners to each other.
Always try to. It's always about working on yourself, like I mentioned, and then being the best version of you, so you can bring the best version into this marriage. Anything else you guys want to mention before we go on to the next segment?
I wanted to put one. I was just going to say, I think that's why a lot of people's marriages have failed over time, is people don't want to change. Like,
Yes, exactly.
see, people say
people are stuck in their
yes,
egos,
in their ways,
and
they're used to doing
things.
things.
I get why, because it's like you know, us, like we've been living the way we've been living for 24 years. And all of a sudden somebody just comes in your life and says,
nope, you gotta do it totally different.
Do totally different what you're used to.
Right.
And you're like, what?
Yeah.
But you gotta do it if you love the person that you're
Yeah.
with. You have to
Exactly.
And that's what I would say. We were talking about this the other day about like the difference between somebody who would want to get a divorce or not. Would it be that, like, is that person willing to try?
Willing to
like
change,
willing to try to change at all? Do they have any motivation or drive? And I think that would be the, you know, where the left or right turn.
I think that's why
would be.
divorce is so high right now. Why, what's it called, sharing team, like parenting, but you share, like the mom and dad aren't together, the weekends, the baby's over here, like how many friends do we know have a relationship like that? It's too many to freaking count, and it's sad and disappointing because I agree with you 100%. It comes from people not being willing to change their ways. They're just so caught up in their ego and who they think they are, and they're not changing for anybody, and it's ultimately going to lead to your own demise. If you really love that person, you love your relationship, you should be open-minded enough and willing to change.
Yeah, because just because you've been doing it the way you've been doing it doesn't mean it's necessarily the right way. It doesn't mean it's the way it should be. Like, even as a person, you have to change over time, evolve over time, right? You were a kid, you ate junk food all the time. You older, you shouldn't be doing that no more. Your body can't take it, you know?
Life is all about evolution.
Exactly.
Like I said in that song, evolution.
Yes.
But we'll go ahead and go into the next segment. Before we do that, do we have any sponsors for this week? So we're going to go ahead and run these ads for you guys real quick. We wouldn't be able to be here in this beautiful studio without them. So check these out and stand by.
This show is brought to you by Canoodle Studios, and Canoodle Studios is brought to you by South Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Bullies got you down? Don't call mommy, call Tommy at South Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, 661-342-1748. Also follow them on Facebook and Instagram at South Valley Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. The Garcia family was squared away for 14 years serving our country and would be honored to make their mission to square away your solar investment. Their customers have seen an average of a 20% increase in solar production from a quarterly contract with Squared Away Solar Panel Cleaning Service. Contact them at 661-718-4968 and follow them on Instagram and Facebook at Squared Away Solar Panel Cleaning. Need a tow? Locked out or out of gas? They've got you covered 24/7 at Extreme Roadside. Contact them at 661-496-1751 and check them out on Facebook. Extreme Roadside, where they don't win customers, they earn them. Make sure you check out Mr. Cigar for all your tobacco, glass, and vape needs. Special orders? No problem. Mr. Cigar has got you taken care of. Located at 4701 White Lane. Open daily. Check out Mike Dilla's new album, Masterpiece, available August 20th on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, and all your favorite streaming platforms. Featuring the new single, World War III. You don't want to miss this prolific album. Thank you for watching Canoodle Studios. Catch this and all our other fine shows right here or on any of your favorite platforms. Now back to the show.
All right, guys, as you can see above us, where did it go? There it is. at Open Mind Group, we like to expand our minds and learn a little bit. So we're gonna go over a few things that we learned today. So go ahead, Joe, start us off.
All right, let's see what the first one is. Today I learned that residents of Akron, Ohio, has been terrorized by an unknown person pooping on their cars for nearly 10 years. That is hilarious to me right now.
For
It's
10?
like it's like a
I have so many questions.
it's like a criminal pigeon that just randomly goes to
Yeah, right? You train a
This is
pigeon.
ridiculous.
That would be
Go
hilarious.
crap on that car.
Does nobody have garages? Why is your car parked outside for the pooper to be able to have access?
Could be like me, they have a gym in their garage.
Victims?
Yeah, are you
Yes.
blaming the victims right
Victim
now?
shaming.
They have gym
Get a
equipment in their
garage.
gym, in their garage. But I wonder
Build
if
a
it's the
tent over
same
there.
person. Has it been the same person for 10 years? Or is it like a posse of them? Like, why
like
would the same person for 10 years
the
be
poop
doing
gang.
this? Like, how has he not been caught by now?
That's what I'm wondering. How has he not been caught by
The
now?
poop gang.
PG. Let's go.
That is hilarious. Oh my God. All right, what's next?
All right.
Go ahead, get this one, Adrian.
Today I learned about the hanging coffins at Sagada, Philippines. Coffins are carved by the elderly Igorots before they die. If an elderly person is too weak/ill to do so, their son/other relative does it. When the person dies, they're put in a fetal position in the coffin, which is then tied, nailed to a cliff.
Oh, so it's not
Alrighty.
hanging, it's nailed to a cliff.
Well, technically, it's still hanging because it's on a cliff.
Wasn't hanging
but-
like if you're doing this?
It's not swinging, but it's still hanging.
Breakdancing.
Yeah, that's breakdown.
It's like a picture. A picture
It's
doesn't
mounted.
swing,
It's
but it's
mounted.
hanging.
It's mounted.
Thank you.
It's
Mounted.
mounted to the cliff.
That's
Yes.
the word you guys
That's hilarious. Why would they do this? What is the Igorots culture? And
That's a
why
good
would they
question.
mount?
That's a good question.
Why
Hey,
would they
that's
mount-
how you know there's so many different cultures out there.
For real.
They do totally different
Totally
things than we're
different
used
things.
to.
Like I would never think to do this. Like you see that cliff right there? It look beautiful with some coffins on
And
it.
you might just somebody just hanging down trying to.
So
nail a
they
coffin.
carve
They're
their
hanging
own.
down.
They carve their own coffin, and if they can't, then somebody else does it.
Yeah, they're
And
relatives.
if somebody else does it, they have to be hung by a cliff.
What? No, when the person
You're just
dies.
carving your own place that you're gonna die in.
Yeah, you're basically just carving your own. Wait, what?
Because it says the coffins are carved by the elderly Igorot before they die. If they're too weak or ill to do so, their son or relative does it. When the person dies, they're put in the fetal. So is it a matter, if you end up carving your own coffin, are you still tied and nailed to a cliff? Or is it just if somebody else does your coffin for you is what I'm asking.
As you get old, you have to do it. That's what you have to do to die. Like a
Yeah,
reverse
so-
butterfly.
So no matter what, though, you're going to be nailed to a cliff regardless. Okay,
Yeah.
that was my question.
Yeah. It's just
Why?
That, it's
I
just
don't know.
saying like if the elderly person is like, you know what, I'm elderly, I don't know how much time I got left. Let me see if I'm strong enough to mount this coffin, and if they're not strong enough, then they pass it down to the.
How
to
safe
their
is
son.
this? Like, do they have like good equipment,
They got bungee jumps and.
or is it
cords
just
on
like
it.
literally a cord tied up to a rock, tree stump or something? All right, have at it, kids.
Man.
That's insane.
ultimate
All right,
rock
what's next?
climbers.
This is extreme rock climbing for real. Today I learned that astronauts drink their own recycled
that.
tea. Today's coffee is tomorrow's coffee.
I've heard that before.
Why?
I-
I thought they
They-
gave
I thought it's
astronauts
filtered.
like all kind of food and like
Yeah, but it's-
taste and
it's processed and all that, and then I think that only happens if they're on a long, like, extended, and they don't have a lot of
Right.
water or something.
Uh-huh.
I guess they just filtered their pee to go back to water. And
Hey, on Back to the Future, we were supposed to have machines that turn compost into energy, and we don't have those yet.
That's on the way. I hope so.
Or you
Oh.
put the trash in your gas tank and it becomes gas.
Oh, put the trash in your. Oh.
Yeah, on
huh.
Back to the Future, he was putting
Okay.
banana peel. Remember, Doc put banana peels and coffee
Coffee
grounds and all kinds of stuff in eggshells, and it fueled his
anything
gas
you can-
tank
Anything you can throw away.
to
just
fly.
put it in there
By the way,
To fly at
and
that.
Go back
Yeah.
to the past.
That is. I actually know a guy who told me he was in Afghanistan, and for fun, he basically peed in his canteen, buried it in the dirt, came back to it an hour later and drank it. For fun, basically. He was not dying of thirst, but he
Alrighty,
did
he's a little too
just
bored.
to test
I
himself.
got nothing.
He's
for
too
that.
bored.
Yeah, that's
I don't think he was that thirsty. He says he was, but I call cap. I think he just wanted to test it out.
didn't the dude on what's that movie where the guy was on the island and had the
Castaway?
volleyball? Yeah, didn't he drink his pee?
Maybe.
I don't know.
Next.
Wilson.
Go ahead, Joe.
Today I learned only 4 of Africa's 54 countries have a McDonald's. Egypt, Mauritania, Morocco, and South Africa. They have 387 McDonald's restaurants combined, which is fewer than the 393 in Mexico alone. Ghana and Kenya have considered adding locations.
That's crazy.
Okay. So what you're telling me is
There's
they don't like processed
387
food.
McDonald's,
That's what I'm saying.
but still, there's 387 in 4 countries out of the 54.
Yeah.
Right, and if you compare it to Mexico, it's not that much, is what you're saying, right? But what I got out of this is what you said, is that there's 50 healthy countries in Africa, if you ask me. These mofos don't want to eat none of that processed, fake, whatever they call that, food. I give props to Africa's 50 nations that don't have a McDonald's. I can't remember when was the last time I had McDonald's, honestly. Ever since I went pescatarian, out the window, no more McDonald's.
So how long has that been, if you don't mind me asking?
Almost a year now.
Okay.
Going on a year
I
now,
remember
yeah.
I did that for almost 2 years.
Pescatarian?
We were vegetarian for almost 2 years too.
Pescatarian is
I love
nice.
chicken. Sorry. Anyway, Una.
Do we have one more, maybe? Adrian, you want this one?
Today I learned during your sleep, your brain will systematically shut down parts of it and push fluid in, washing and cleaning itself, meaning we're literally brainwashed on a daily basis. Wow.
What kind of fluid is used for this? Is it blood?
I would think it's just water.
Like, this is
Serotonin.
crazy. Serotonin, that'd be beautiful to get washed down with some serotonin.
I thought I was going to say that it shuts down parts of your body, because that's true. That's why you're literally paralyzed while you're asleep.
Shuts down parts of it. Oh, interesting.
Parts of your brain are shut down. But that's why parts of your body are shut down, because your brain does shut down some of it anyways while you're asleep. Not the part
Right.
that controls your lungs,
Your
is why you
breathing,
can still
yeah,
breathe,
that would
but
suck.
your cardiovascular system. But other parts, that's why, like I said, if you wake up in a deep sleep, like initially, sometimes you're
sleep
paralyzed.
And you
No,
can't-
you're
sleep
paralyzed.
paralysis sucks.
Sleep paralysis, yeah.
But yeah, I know what you're talking about. You kind of wake up and like you can't move, but then
Yeah.
sometimes it gets really extreme, like the sleep paralysis, and you got a damn demon in your room that's like trying to molest you. It
Molest?
sucks. Yeah.
Why not just kill molest? Dang. All right, anyway.
I don't want to talk about it.
All
No,
right.
but do we have one more?
I see we
Okay.
have some.
I'm working on it with my therapist. All right.
All right.
But so we'll go ahead and hop in. Joe, you want to take the creative of the week?
I sure do. So, the creative of the week this week is also an OMG artist. She has ties with us. Her name is Sin. She's an amazing girl, amazing woman. She can rap her ass off, and she has a song called Vibes. And you know,
Great music video.
Great music video. Directed by myself and my boy Diamez.
Shot in
Shout
the
out
studio.
to Diamez, man. He's an awesome person. And let me know if she did the damn thing. Just let me know.
Let us know below.
Let me know.
We'll go ahead and play it.
Oh my goodness, I think it froze.
It's still live though. Keep talking.
It's still live?
Oh, okay.
Well,
We're gonna play here shortly.
we're gonna play it sometime.
Have you never had a demon come into your room while you're sleeping?
I know what you mean. I just have issues with the fact that the demon's trying to molest you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had a demon. Okay,
Come here,
I don't know if it
boy.
was a demon, first of all. Let me not even say that. But I've had sleep paralysis to the fact that, like, I felt like I was pinned and couldn't get up.
Yeah,
And I don't
I've
know
had
about
that
being
too.
molested and all that.
I've had that
That's
too.
some scary movie stuff going on.
Yeah.
You know?
You got the grudge come out the screen and pin down.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Well,
It's awful. Stay away from
I've
the
also had
demons.
those dreams where, like, speaking of sleep paralysis, since we're still, where I thought I was drowning because I couldn't breathe.
Oh yeah, I've had that.
Like you were dreaming, you were drowning,
dreaming that
but
you're
your
drowning.
pillows on your face, your
Yeah.
covers on your face, or whatever it is.
Uh-huh.
Craziness going on. Yeah.
All right.
So
Joe, have you had any crazy experiences sleeping?
No, not at
Oh,
all.
you are lucky, dude.
I
It's
just
scary.
I just have crazy dreams. That's literally the only thing
Same.
I have. And I know how to control a lot of my dreams. So that's the fun.
And
That's so fun.
Have you ever had astral projection? Do you do that in your dreams? Where you get out of your body and you just like fly through the universe?
Not necessarily through the universe, but like I watch myself do the things that I'm doing. Like
Yeah.
I watch myself control myself.
Yeah, it is. Astral projection. So we're gonna go ahead and play it.
mind just to feel a vibe. I've been feeling your vibe since all night. High as a kite, pussy just right. When we link up, it's a vibe. Vibes, vibes. Can I feel the vibe? Vibes, vibes. Can you feel the vibe? Vibes, vibes. Can we feel the vibe? When we link up, it's a vibe. You ain't gotta be mine just to feel a vibe. I've been feeling your vibe since all night. High as a kite, pussy just right. When we link up, it's a vibe. Vibes, vibes. Can I feel the vibes? Vibes, vibes. Can you feel the vibe? Vibes, vibes. Can we feel the vibe? When we link up, it's a vibe. Pull up to the kickback in my white Chevy. Got your bitch with me acting freaky in the backseat. All black tint, can't see me. Gave her head one time, now she love me. Bitch, please, go back to your baby daddy. Over here acting like you wanna be my main lady. Made her find more than anything and she call me Poppy. Opened up her legs and I met her taki-taki. Cause I got it like that. Love it when you bring it right back, make that ass clap. Cause I got it like that. Love it when you bring it right back, make that ass clap. Vibes, vibes. Can I feel the vibe? Vibes, vibes. Can you feel the vibe? Vibes, vibes. Can we feel the vibe?
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, that was Sin Vibes. Let me know if she did the damn thing. Go ahead, go back to the main shot. There we go.
Yes.
So that was Vibes. Shout out to my homegirl Sin. Let me know if she did the damn thing.
Anything you guys want to talk about, or if you guys have any suggestions, any topics you guys want us to talk about maybe next week or going forward, let us know. We're open books. We're here for you guys at all times. Drop some comments below. And until then, we'll see you guys on the next one.
Deuces.
Peace.
OMG. Well, we keep going cause the party don't stop. We turn up, doing our thing, just living our lives, and we don't stop. Open my group so you know we won't flop. We on top. Come to the party, you don't wanna